Now to download the Borland C++ compiler, just click on the link I have provided on the page. So this is the link I have provided you, and it will start downloading the compiler. Right, it's downloaded, so we'll open the file, and you can see it's a free command line tools application. So simply double click and run this. Click yes, and that will open the setup process to install Borland C++ compiler 5.5.1. Okay, now we'll click next, and this will be the default installation folder. So it's in C Borland BCC55. Right, we'll click finished. So click on yes. So that will unpack all the files to the folder. Will take a moment. Right, you can see it's finished successfully. We'll click OK and close that. So the compiler was installed. Now we'll open the folder. It's in C drive, Borland BCC55. So this is where you find all the related executables of the compiler. Now inside the bin folder, you'll find all the applications and executable files, and BCC32 will be the compiler. You can see BCC32, and also this has include folder where all the header files are placed, and we'll open the Readme file because there is a configuration that should be done to configure the Borland compiler properly. Now you can see here on the Readme file it says you need to create a file called bcc32.cfg. CFG is the file extension, and then you must add these two lines to it, and also you must create another file called ilink32.cfg. It's a separate file, and then you must place this line of code on that file. So we'll do that next. Right, now we installed Borland compiler. Now we need to configure it. So I'll create a notepad text file. You can see I'm using Windows Notepad here. So I'll create a blank text file, and I copy these lines and paste it here, and make sure they are in line. Okay, now we'll save this file. Go to file and select save, and the name should be given for this file is bcc32.cfg. so the cfg.cfg is the file extension. Now this file has to be saved in the Borland folder, so I'll go inside Borland folder. So the file must be saved inside the bin folder. I'll go inside the bin folder and give the name as bcc32, and the file extension is .cfg. Now when you're saving this file, make sure you change the save as type to all files. This is very important because otherwise the file will be saved as .txt file. So make sure you change the save as type to all files, and then click save like that. And then we need to create another new text file, and I'll copy this line to it, and then make sure you save the file in the same location inside the bin folder, and the file name should be ilink32.cfg, and change the save as type to all files, and then click save. So both configuration files were created and saved. Now you need to set up the path of the compiler in the command line. So what you need to do, go to the control panel. So open the control panel and then go to system and click on the system here, and then now select advanced system settings, and you get a dialog box. Now this is system properties dialog box, and at the bottom of the dialog box you have a button called environment variables. So click on that. So that will open another dialog box, and on this dialog box you have two set of values. You have user variables and system variables. So make sure you go to the list here in the system variables and select the variable path. Now this is the path, and then click the edit button. So that will open this text fields for you. Now what you need to do, just add the path to the compiler to this text box. So actually you need to copy and paste the path. So I'll go to the Borland compiler. So I'll open the folder bin, and this is the path. So I need to click on this path and copy that. So make sure you copy the correct path, and you should be inside the bin folder before you copy in the path, and then you go to the end of this variable values. Now there are some values here, so you need to go to the end of this. So just go to the end, make sure you are at the end, press the right arrow key several times and make sure you are at the end of this line, and then type semicolon, which is very important. You need to add this semicolon at the end, and then paste. So to paste you can press Ctrl V to paste. You can see the path, and then click OK. Click OK here. So that's it. So we installed the compiler and created the configuration files, and also we put the path to the system variables. So now we install the compiler and configured it properly. So you can open command prompt. I'll open command prompt by right clicking here and selecting command prompt, and you can see the command prompt. I'll change the font here of the command prompt window. So go to the font and select console and the font size little bit. Okay, so we can see it clearly. Click OK. Right, now we need to test the command. Now when you're using Borland C++ 5.5 compiler, to compile the source file you need to type bcc32. Now this is the command you should type. Followed by this command you can type the name of the file, for example like hello.c. Now if the configuration is properly done, then when you type bcc32 and press enter, you should get this list. So that means the path is working correctly, and system can identify the compiler itself. So that is why when you type bcc32 it runs and executes. You can see the application runs. That is why you get all this displayed. So now we have the compiler properly set up. So in the next lesson we'll start creating our first C source code.